How's it going, fellow traders? It's Magic Trader here, and I just finished posting the May 9th, 2017 CFTC COT report on the community. And you'll see there's a nice picture of a mansion that I posted. This place used to be about 10 minutes away from where I used to live, and I used to drive past it all the time and used to daydream about living there. And funny story is, when I first started dating my wife, this place came up for sale, and I was so pumped to see it that I had my wife call them and tell them that she represented a buyer who was out of town who wanted to come and take a look at the property. So I borrowed my my mother's BMW and I went with her to go see this property, and I came off so legit, like I was a millionaire and I was looking to buy properties, and I was able to tour the whole place, and I just fell in love with this property. Anyways, it came back up for sale. It was listed years ago for 1.6 mil. Now they're listing it for 3.4, right at the peak of the market. So it's a beauty, and I'll be posting some pictures from the inside. I just love this house, and it gives me inspiration for working hard and making lots of money, and just having something to look forward to. If I ever buy a mansion or I don't, it doesn't matter. It's just about dreaming. Anyways, let's get to business. So I just finished this report, and some big stuff happening. Hedge funds are making a lot of moves, and we're going to go through that. So let's first start with gold. Okay, what do we see with gold? Gold, they took off their long positions, and that's a big drop from 276,000 to 236,000 long, and that happened with this bearish candle right here. Okay, so obviously they're going to be taking off longs when price makes a big drop like that, and they didn't do much with their shorts. So this tells me, after when a big move is being created like this on gold, and they're not adding massive shorts, this tells me that they're not planning for price to go further down at this point, or either that, or they don't want price to move down so much, because the fact that they closed out a bunch of their longs means they need sell positions there, right? So you close off a lot of longs, it causes price to drop, which is what happened here. Now we're testing this area here, and actually another point to mention here is that all those longs closing out for profits caused the break of this ascending trend line here, which is a key thing here, because now we've got this area of supply. So now we're testing this area of weekly demand again. Shorts haven't been added, but what I'm going to be watching for is if price rallies into this area of supply and then we get the shorts increasing, then that's going to tell me that they want price to drop a little bit further down. And if that happens, I'll be looking to take longs down here. So that's what I got going on. The cells are blue, which tells us do nothing. Sit on the sidelines and don't do anything. I'll be waiting to see what happens next week with the report, whether or not these longs or shorts get added to, and what they're going to do with their longs. But what we can see right now is we used to be in aggressive territory, and now we're slowly exiting out of aggressive territory. So we don't really want to take longs, but we also don't really want to take shorts, not quite yet. So I want to wait and see what happens. Alright, oil. What is happening with oil? If you take a look at oil, you'll see that positions went up. Long positions went up from 630,000 to 655,000. Okay, so we're sitting inside this non 2-to-1 monthly demand zone area. So we could definitely get a move up like this. That's definitely possible. The only thing is that this monthly demand didn't move 2-to-1 away, so we got to take it on confirmation. So we have a downward trend line. We removed this this area here of demand, so we have a downward trend on the weekly chart. And if you take a look at the coloration of the cells here, we were positive, but with this jump here from 29% short exposure to 33% short exposure, it gives it a slight bearish bias. Okay, so right now I'm just really doing nothing. I'm going to be waiting to see what happens at this area here and whether we break this trend line or not. And if that happens, then I'll be looking to take trades to the long side. But I want shorts to close out, because these figures are based on this drop here. So we would expect shorts to increase, which is what happened. Shorts increased. So the next couple of weeks, I'd like to see these shorts decrease and longs continue, or even just sit the same. And if that happens, I'll be looking for positions to take this to the upside. If it doesn't happen, and shorts continue to increase, and then longs increase up until maybe this point here, and then shorts continue, then I'll be looking for possible shorts to penetrate this zone even deeper. Okay, but I don't know yet. I have to wait and see. Right now there's no trade setups available for me, so I'll be waiting to see what the hedge funds do over the next coming weeks. Alright, US dollar longs, they close out from 50 to 48k. Not a big deal. We are reacting to this area here for the first time, a weekly demand zone, and we got a bullish engulfing here. So we could get some long trades to the upside. The only thing is we have a weekly downtrend. So we really want to make sure that if we go long, longs is exactly what the institutions want to do, because we got this trend line here, we got a downtrend on the weekly, so anything can happen. We can get a further penetration, anything can happen. So shorts increased by 2k, which is not a big deal, but it is an increase. Right now both sides are cooled off, so they're not really showing their cards on what they're going to be doing with this US dollar. What I can tell you is that long exposure dropped, and we were in neutral territory. We just entered a little bit more neutral. So that means sit on my hands, do nothing. Wait patiently, watch what the institutions are eventually going to do, and then when they show me their hands, then I'll trade in that direction. Excuse me. Let's go to the next one. Aussie US dollar, like I said, we're hitting a monthly demand zone that hasn't reached a 2-to-1 move away, so long positions would require confirmation. What I can tell you is that as we tested this area with this candle here for the first time, longs got closed out and shorts had a big increase. So we dipped down, shorts increased for that drop, and longs increased, meaning longs got closed out, so there were shorts being filled. So the drop, shorts being filled, shorts being added, we got the drop into the monthly demand zone. Over the next couple of weeks, I'd like to see longs being increased and shorts being decreased. I'd like to see a break of that trend line. And if that happens, I'll be looking for trades to the upside. US CAD, let's see what's going on here. So the US CAD longs increase, and this happens with this test here of this candle here. So when we hit the weekly / monthly supply zone, longs were at their most aggressive, and then we can see that shorts closed out. Alright, so they were adding shorts on the way up, price hits, shorts get filled out, and then as price drops, shorts get closed out. At the same time, longs were being increased, causing price to head up into that supply zone. What I'd like to see over the next couple weeks, because I'd like to see price drop into this area, so I'd like to see shorts increase for next week, possibly the next couple weeks, shorts increase and longs be closed out. If I see longs continue to be closed out, or if I see longs continue to be added while shorts continue to be added aggressively as price drops, then that means when price gets down here, price is going to shoot up like a rocket. So it may not happen because that's quite a drop on the weekly chart. That's a lot of pips. So we might see some longs close out next week, and shorts continue to increase for that move down here. And then when we get down here, shorts decrease, longs increase for that move to the upside. So that's it for US CAD. Swiss franc, what do we see here? We see that the longs increased just very slightly from 22 to 23k, but the big move here was on shorts from 4 to 8k, and this happened with this candle here, this bearish candle. So causing price to dip down into the tested area. Next week we'll see longs increase and shorts probably decrease. I'm not making any moves on this pair. I haven't traded for quite some time, simply because it's a complete mess. I mean, I don't know if it's going to go up or down, so I'd rather just not touch it. So let's move on to the next one, the euro. The euro is very interesting because for the very first time in a long time, we have a serious bullish signal here. Net positions is a positive 22,000. So, long positions slightly decreased, but take a look at the shorts from 161,000 to 133,000, very cooled off. All right. And long exposure increases from 50% of their portfolio to 54% of their portfolio. So they're pretty much long biased right now. Slightly, but they are long biased. And this happens as we got that bullish candle right there. Bullish candle, shorts decrease, longs actually decrease as well, profit taking. And now we're net positive. So let's see what happens. Price can drop down here. Price can break through there and continue higher. I say it's going to drop. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I got some trade setups that I'm going to be eyeing to take shorts if the right things happen. So we'll see how that plays out over the following weeks. I want to know, I want to see a stronger direction with the institutions. Yes, they're showing me that they slightly want to go up. But you know, there's a monthly supply zone here, so this could be everything that they're using to push price all the way up here. I mean, how many people are short, right? How many traders are short on these rallies up? Probably a lot. So they're just forcing price up higher, getting everybody stopped out, and then maybe once we get up here, we'll see longs getting closed out again, and then some aggressiveness on the shorts. Don't know, but we will see. Pound US dollar, what's happening with the pound? Well, we've been waiting for a long time for them to switch their bias, and what we see now is over here, longs decrease over here at these highs. So price goes up, they get aggressive with their longs, causing price to get straight into a weekly and monthly supply zone. Then they close off their longs for profit taking, and once we get up here, shorts get closed out. So shorts were aggressive all the way up here, but remember what's been going on here. They've been massively short, right? Look at all this aggressive position here. So big drop. Look at that. Isn't that the lightest candle we see for a long time? Big time, right? We hit supply. You're thinking, well, why are they not piling on shorts if they're hitting supply? Well, it's because bigger picture is they're planning to take this sucker up here, right? So they don't want to be short. Even if we hit supply, they're going to be using the supply just to get price to drop into areas of demand where they cause price to head up with aggressiveness. And when price gets down here, they're going to fill in the rest of their longs, causing price to head up higher. So I'm waiting for the right short setup on this one because I want to take advantage of this big gap to fill here. You know, this one big green candle, big gap to fill on the way down. I want to look for the right setup. And I'll take advantage of that move to the downside, and once we get down here, I'll be looking for signs of longs increasing and shorts decreasing, and then I'll be opening up some positions to the long side on the pound. All right. So we also have the US dollar, yen, and what do we see here is the longs increase from 78 or 68k to 78k, and this happens with this big bullish candle right here. 68k to 78k, causing price to head up higher, and at the same time shorts were being added to. So now we're hitting this weekly bearish engulf, getting that reaction, another somewhat of a bullish candle. But here's the deal. We're still bullish with a bullish bias. A slight increase in long exposure from 64% to 65%. It's not a big deal. Net positions increase from 30k to 36k. Not a big deal. This whole situation here is a big mess. Okay? I assume price is going to drop a little bit, but we don't really know what's going to happen. It all really depends on what the US dollar is going to do as well. So I'm waiting to see clear signs from the hedge funds as to what they're going to do with this pair before I make my move. Last but not least, New Zealand Kiwi against the US dollar. Shorts massively decrease. Okay? Right here, shorts massively decrease with that bullish candle, and longs decrease, and also shorts massively decrease here, going from aggressive territory to neutral. Boom, in one candle, choom, just like that. So shorts are weak, longs are weak. End result is short exposure increases by 3 points. Not a big deal, but net positions are pretty much sitting at the same amount. So I'm not going to make any moves. I was short biased at one point on this pair, but right now I don't see the proper setup to take this short, and I don't see the direction from the hedge funds. I don't see that they're excited to take this down. All right, I don't see any of that here. Longs are cooled off, shorts are cooled off. So even though the coloration of the cells are saying that we're still bearish, I'm not buying it, and I'm not taking any trades to the downside until I see some really good trade setups, and until I see these numbers showing me that they actually want to take positions to the downside. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the report. Volatility, there's no big news coming out this week to get the markets moving, so the markets could be pretty much stale throughout the week, or not. We could get some news that stirs things up and causes some movement. But we'll see. I don't really care what happens. I've got my setups that I'm watching for, and I will just trade my technicals. So here's the report. Come take a look. It's filled with some good information, if I do say so myself. At least I think so. It's very helpful for my own trading. And that's it. So be safe out there. Hope this information helps you with your trading, and we will see you in the markets.